Giotto's Madonna and Child enthroned, you see a woman holding a baby on a throne. The woman looks real, realistic, or naturalistic. You can tell that it's an object in space. Light is shining on it with light and tone modeling. There's images of the angels in the front. If you can see my cursor, the angels in the front, creating a spatial relationship between themselves and the throne behind, and then there's angels behind. So this looks like a real person in real space, and the baby actually looks, like a baby, like the artist looked at a baby and saw how they were proportioned and how they behave, and this is what we think of as a sort of a revolution in the way things were depicted, because before this they were very different. And I want to show you how you got to this through the Proto-Renaissance and before then. A century before this was painted, Giotto made this Madonna and Child, and it's a direct antecedent to it. And it's a traditional image of having the Madonna sitting on a throne with saints around and with holding the baby Jesus. There's halos. The throne is also a three-dimensional object in space, but you do see it's different than the one we saw before. This one is much more convincing, as with our perception of the way photographs look and how objects look in space. This is a lot different. So how did we get from here to there? Well, let's look before. This is the teacher of Giotto. It's Cimabue. And he also has a Madonna and Child enthroned. A woman, Mary, holding the baby Jesus in her lap. There's angels on either side, and there's saints down at the bottom, and there's a throne. It's kind of three-dimensional looking. The figure doesn't look quite as three-dimensional and convincing as a spatial thing as the Giotto. But the throne, I guess, is where you see a little bit more of the three-dimensional aspect. But just a century prior to that, we had this. And this is a very big change. This is what we think of as typical of the Middle Ages. This is a Madonna and Child enthroned, and there's angels, and the throne is a kind of a three-dimensional-ish looking object. But the concept of it is altogether different.